toward engineering, good. Yeah, the people that drift toward engineering careers are people that are they like the challenge. They like the iterative nature of the work. You're in development, and it's just a creative but technical environment rather than a
So
creative
so you said
artistic
that
environment.
they like to take challenges.
Yeah, they certainly like challenges, especially technical challenges, not so much artistic challenges. I draw the line there, artistic versus engineering is, and they're both valid, but they're
Yeah,
completely different fields. Engineering is very absolute.
yeah. What are like the day-to-day like tasks and responsibilities of this type of career?
Well, for example, in engineering that I do, which I've been doing for many, many years,
Yeah,
I
what
do,
engineer are you?
I do component parts engineering. That's things like I'm involved in the early selection of parts for building our equipment. Uh, I don't know how familiar you are with this kind of thing, but we build electronic huge things, the navigation equipment, and I spec the connectors and the magnetics that are used on the base circuit boards. I pick the parts that we're going to be using.
Yeah,
So
so like that sounds interesting.
it is.
So you like pick the parts of um like large equipment.
Well, what happens is the designer comes to me and he needs some connectors, like for his PC boards, and then for his at the outside of the box, he needs a connector to go in and out of the box, electrical connectors. So I help him pick all the connectors that are going to fit in there and to be the reliability we're looking for, the high quality, good designs.
Yeah, I have a computer. I built it myself. I
There you
can see
go.
some of them on there on the
Yeah. So
motherboard, yeah.
I help pick all those parts, those and the magnetics too, the transformers and
Yeah.
inductors. I do all those. Now our stuff, a lot of it's goes out into outer space. It's in aircraft, so it has to be super high reliability. We don't use
Yeah.
computer grade parts, but same kind of thing though.
Yeah. So like an average income for your type of career, like through your first year, fifth year, and by 10th year, what do you think is like the average income
In present day situations, and when I started, it was much lower, but I know they start probably in the 40K range.
for first year?
Yeah, so it's pretty good, and then it goes up. Of course, things are going up so quickly now; it's going to increase. But you're saying 5 years in these days, young people want to be in a management track in 5 years. They
Yeah.
really want to be looking at some salary. So I worked here 30 years before I was a manager, but then I stepped down. It was too hard to work, so I'm
Yeah.
working as an engineer now. But anyway, yeah, there's unlimited potential, frankly. In 5 years, certainly 100K is achievable.
And then how about by your 10th year?
Uh, I got to think about it because I don't want to say 200, but okay, 150. I mean, I'm thinking of the
150.
future too. There's increases are coming fast, so
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, when you're like 10 years from now, when you're making 150, you're going to say it's not enough. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how it's going to
I
be.
mean,
Okay.
it's like barely enough now in LA,
Yeah,
especially.
yeah, it is. It's tough. The only thing about LA that's weird is the houses are selling like hotcakes at $2
Yeah.
million dollars a piece. It's that's the market we're in.
What are like the educational requirements for this career?
Okay, I'm going to give you my personal opinion since you asked for it.
Yeah.
Hey, technical education is critical. The more math and science kinds of things you have degrees for, the more
Yeah.
valuable you're going to be. Right now, the marketplace is being flooded with people who have MBAs,
Yeah.
Masters of Business Administration. They're really a dime a dozen. I don't want to say anything bad for anybody, but I don't even interview people with MBAs. I don't have time. But if you have a master's in engineering, now that's interesting. Master's in electrical engineering. Wow.
Yeah.
So I would say
So
any kind of technical degree is
what's
ideal.
yeah. So like what's so bad about an MBA that a
Well,
engineer?
a master's in engineering would be you'd be more math and science. For me,
Yeah.
I'm being facetious here, but for me, I'm MBA. It's you know it's It's what is it? It's like writing magazine articles. It's not really, there's nothing there I can use. Anybody who's got an MBA doesn't have any knowledge I can use. I'm sure they're good people, but I need technical people and people
Yeah.
who embrace the technology and they want to grow in it. They don't want to grow into an MBA. They want to grow into a highly technical, capable person.
Then what's like the minimum degree, like a bachelor's degree,
Oh yeah, yeah.
associate's,
Bachelor's in
bachelor's?
engineering. These days, associate degrees. I started out with one.
Yeah.
They're really a low-level employment. You couldn't get very far with one. You do need the
Yeah.
bachelor's, and of course, any kind of master's helps. And of course, on top of that, any kind of technical training, like if there's summer opportunities to take, advanced manufacturing background or something where you're learning technical things, those are all valuable.
Yeah, it sounds very valuable. I'm looking to go into probably like software or computer engineering.
Okay. There's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah. So
I'm not one, but
yeah, so one of the guys that I interviewed, he said that a bachelor's in engineering and then a master's in business would go far.
really,
Yeah.
for software, huh? I don't know what the software. I'll tell you something. I don't do software here, but there's a group
Yeah.
that does, and they're an elite group. Software is a very complicated thing. At the end item, these aircraft navigation boxes that we do. Software is a major challenge, so it's not an MBA kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, a master's in business isn't an MBA quite yet, I don't think, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But a master's, yes, software is very challenging. I've known
Yeah.
people in it, and they're
But I mean, even
challenging.
computer engineering, that would still be a good career for me.
Sure, sure. There's lots of opportunity there. Anything, I'm sorry, I'm an elitist. Anything with engineering in it is going to be a big payoff in the long run.
Yeah,
And the things that are less than that are, it's going to be more about your personality and how you get along at work and make yourself look good. But in engineering, you just got to be good. That's it.
exactly. What benefits come with the career that you're in? Like any medical coverage, retirement plans, paid
Yes.
vacations?
Um, I'll give you a short story. When I started, I was in the 80s. That's when these
Wow.
401ks came out. Like
Yeah.
401ks came out, and the old guys came to me and they says, "Hey, sign up for the 401k." And I says, "You're out of your mind. I'm only 25 years old." And I'm so glad they made me sign. So the benefits you're looking for are long-term benefits like 401k, which is you know it's worth a lot when you get there when you retire someday.
It's
And
like it's like an investment plan.
yeah, and then what you do is all the companies are doing it. You put in 4% of your salary, they match it with four more, and it's tax deferred, so you don't pay tax on it. And it just multiplies over the years and compounds. 401k is the only way to go. So that's the
Yeah.
benefit you're looking for. And then these days, companies like ours have a 4-day work week, which is nice. There's a lot of different kinds of benefits now.
Yeah. So 401k is bonuses.
Yeah, bonuses are very popular now. I've been here long enough that the money that I made was the money that compounded. The bonus was that's wasted cash for me. I'd like it invested every year in my salary so that next year a 5% increase is a lot more because of that bonus. See, when you go to your entries the next year, the bonus is subtracted from the calculation. So the bonus is the easy way out for the company. So, but I know young people like that because their plan is usually to stay too long, so they want to get some bonuses. So yeah, bonuses are very popular.
If you had to like start over in the same career or like same field, what would you do differently?
Let's see. I really like being in the technical bottom end of it. I want to be in the basement of what's going on. I don't want to be in management
Yeah.
anymore. So differently. Uh, um, okay, more stay abreast of the latest technology changes, like microcircuits and things. They're changing all the time. It's very hard
Yeah.
to keep up.
So
So
you'd
yeah,
want to like stay on top of it.
stay on top of technical changes. When you get out of engineering school, in 5 years you're going to be antique. So you got to really be catching up with technology.
Yes. That's good advice to tell
Mhm.
somebody.
Yeah.
And can you explain how you approach problem solving when you're faced like with a new challenge?
Yes. Um, when you get done with a problem, let's say you work 6 months on something with a team and you get done, solution is so obvious.
Yeah.
But at the front end, it's not. It is chaotic. So organization is the number one, and having a path forward, including multifaceted path forward, and stay on path, and then change the path as you get more information. But you can't see the end. It's never there. If it was that simple, anybody could do it. So you got to really be focused as you go along and keep changing your goal line as you go, and learn as you go. And then the challenge is getting to the end and learning all you learned and getting the problem solved.
Yeah, so organization is the number one thing, as you said, and then like being focused
Mm-hmm.
and the challenges to like just get to the end and take
Yeah,
in all that
be
you've learned
yeah,
to
be
use on the next
adaptable.
project.
Adaptable as you go along, and you just you got to keep drinking it in. The problem you have in employment is, and it's not obvious sometimes to workers, but especially government workers, but basically you got to provide value to your employer. You got to provide immediate value to your boss so he looks good.
Yeah.
And then you got to be doing something that the company's going to make money on. You say, well, they pay you $100,000 a year. Yeah, but I make 250 for them. You got to be providing value. That's the most important thing is as a worker. Make
Yeah,
sure
because
you're
as soon as
providing
you
value.
as soon as you stop providing value, then you get fired or let
Yeah,
go.
because they see that, hey, the guy cost us 100 grand. We lost 40 grand on him last year. So they do make numbers. Numbers count. And it is a business. We are in a capitalist society. So
Yeah.
you got to provide value. Number one key.
Yeah, so what type of engineer did you say you were?
I'm a I'm an electrical engineer, and I do electrical component parts, connectors and magnetics mainly. I help select them, and I help write drawings to specify what we need those individual parts to do so that our manufacturer can make parts that we need.
Yeah, I'll keep that noted. That sounds like a pretty fun career getting to pick out stuff for people.
Yeah, I like it, and it's not the young people all want to be managers, so we need parts people, parts specialists. So,
So those are all the questions that I had to ask you today. So thank
good.
you very much.
All
I
right.
appreciate that you could help me out with this.
No problem. You teach me a little bit about this workplace stuff. Zoom sounds great.
Yeah.
Worked like crazy. Okay.